Welcome back to my channel. We're doing things a little old school today. I've been doing my makeup instead of in my bathroom. I've been doing it just like sitting here at my arch mirror in our bedroom, and so it totally reminds me of, you know, like the high school years. I don't know if you guys did that, but just sit on the floor, do your makeup in front of a mirror. It's just nice to kind of change things up. But anyway, today is one of the last days of summer for us here in Arizona. Of course, I'm a little behind on being ready for school, so I figured I would share a back to school prep because I really need it, and I'm sure some of you do too. But while I'm sitting here getting ready, I wanted to share a little life update with you because I did share one over on our vlog channel a while back, but I haven't shared anything in a couple of months. It's just been a very busy few months, so I figured I would go ahead and chat with you guys today while I get ready. If you have been here for a while, you know that I've struggled with a lot of things over the last few years, and one of those things have been my weight. I have tried so many different things under the sun, so I'll chat about that in just a minute, but I am actually down 47 pounds, which is so crazy to me because I've tried so many things and like nothing's worked, so that has been amazing. Now, another thing that I've been struggling with a lot over the last few years, which I actually haven't talked about it near as much, has been my hair. I have had massive amounts of hair shedding. I don't know, it's not comfortable. It's worried me a lot. I've talked to my sisters a lot about it, and I've just searched and searched for something that can actually help me. And then about 5 months ago, I found Nutrafol, and I am so excited to be teaming up with them in today's video. They are just supplements you take 4 every day, but ever since taking them consistently, I have noticed my hair has looked and felt so much healthier. I have not had near the amount of shedding. I feel like just kind of a normal amount. Just in the last few months, can you see that? My hair has gotten so much longer. It's growing way faster, and it just feels so much healthier ever since taking Nutrafol consistently. So Nutrafol is made with 100% drug-free ingredients like ashwagandha, marine collagen peptides, saw palmetto, and curcumin. So I love that they have all those amazing ingredients in there. So the way that Nutrafol works is it actually targets the causes of hair thinning from within, such as things like stress or hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and just a lot of different lifestyle factors. So I have been on the Women's Core formula. They recommend taking Nutrafol daily with a meal for 3 to 6 months to see a difference. Like I said, I've been taking it for about 5 months, maybe a little longer because I think I'm actually on my 6th bottle, but I would say it was like between my 3rd and 4th month that I really started noticing a big difference in my hair. So if you have been struggling with your hair as well, if you've been having thinning or you just feel like it could be a little bit healthier, I have a discount code for you guys. So you can click the link down in the description box. I'll also have it in the pinned comment, and then you can get either $50 off your first 3 months, or you can get $106 off 6 months. So I definitely recommend them. I just love it. I feel like they have great ingredients. I have seen so much proof in my own hair. I think the biggest thing for me is just seeing that decrease in how much shedding I've been having. So like I said, I will have all of that information down in the description box, and thank you again to Nutrafol for teaming up with me in today's video. So anyway, I feel like this summer I've just spent a lot of time and effort really working on my health and just doing the things that kind of help me to feel better. And I really appreciate all the sweet comments I've been getting. You guys have been saying that you've noticed that, like, not only am I losing weight and I'm looking healthier, but I'm also like feeling happier. And so I just feel like the more that you take care of yourself, the better you're gonna feel, and it's gonna show on the outside. So I really appreciate that. But if you've been here a long time, you know that I've struggled with that for so long. And like I mentioned, I lost now 47 pounds, and I've done that through eating clean keto. So what I mean when I say clean keto is I try my best to get like good quality meats and good quality dairy if I have dairy, but also I'm adding in a lot of vegetables. So I'm not just having bacon and cheese and heavy cream and things like that. I'm having low carb, low starch vegetables and incorporating that a lot into my diet as well. And then the other thing that I've done that I think has played a really big role as well is I've intermittent fasted. I will typically not eat until 11 11 a.m. or noon, and then I will stop eating after dinner. So I will have lunch around like 11 a.m. or noon. I would say closer to noon typically. And then I will maybe have like one snack in between, sometimes two if I'm like feeling it. And then I will eat dinner like 6, 7 o'clock, and then I won't eat anything for the rest of the night. And right when I started, it was very difficult. I don't think it was because I was actually hungry, but it was definitely more so that I was just used to eating at night, just kind of snacky. Like those two things have really helped. I've also been doing my absolute best to get as much sleep as I can. And I think through everything, I'm just like getting better and better with things. So I have gotten so many questions of if I would do like a what I eat in a day. And I might do something like that, maybe over on TikTok or maybe over on Instagram or something. Honestly, I feel a little nervous to do that. I don't know why. I kind of just don't want the negative feedback from it maybe. And also because that's not my background. Like I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not all that stuff. I don't fully know that I can recommend all the things to eat or not eat. I just know what specifically worked for me, but that is something that's kind of been in the back of my mind. So if that is something that you'd like to see, let me know, and maybe I'll think about doing that, or maybe I'll do that over on the vlog channel. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, but one thing that I did want to mention that I don't think I mentioned in my last life update is I will sometimes go like almost a month and not lose a single pound, and I'm still eating the same, and I don't know why that is, but then I'll take maybe 4 or 5 days off, but I just will add more carbs into my diet, and I will gain during those days. But then when I get back on, I kind of flush it back out and I'm able to continue on like losing more. And it just goes up and down, but definitely being consistent has been like my best friend with this. And I felt like I've had more energy. And if this has been something that you've struggled with, like know that you're not alone. But I feel like it's just been incredible because it's started to make me feel more like myself, which is kind of funny because I started having things kind of happen shortly after starting my YouTube channel. And so you guys have always just kind of known me as what I was when I wasn't feeling the best all the time, but it just kind of became like the new normal. And so that's how it's been. But I definitely think it's been very obvious to see that I felt a lot better in almost every way. So that's just felt like a huge blessing. But anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions about anything, and I'll do my best to answer everything down in the comments. But anyway, I just thought it would be fun to share a little life update and chat because I haven't done one in quite a while. So anyway, today we are going to be doing a lot of back to school prep. So one of the things that I want to do is actually go upstairs to the boys' bedrooms. I want to clean their rooms and the bathrooms just so that they're starting with a nice clean slate in that way before the school year starts. But I also want to go through all of their clothes and see if we need to go to the store and get any new clothing or if they're good to go. And then again, like they're just starting fresh and clean. I did just spend the last like 2 days doing all their laundry, so they should have almost no laundry. Fingers crossed, that's how it turned out. Then I'm going to actually help pack their school bags. We went and got all of their supplies and everything yesterday as a family. That was fun and overwhelming, you know how it goes. So I want to get that all packed up, and then I just kind of want to go around the house and do all the things that can kind of help them out with school, because especially going from summer where you just don't have a whole lot of rules, you don't have a whole lot of structure, to all of a sudden one day you're waking up at a certain time, you have all these things you have to do after school gets busy. I want to set them up for success, and I also want to set myself up for success, because as much as it's a new transition for them, it's also a transition for me too. So, but I also have a few mom hacks, school hacks, whatever you want to call them, that I'll share kind of throughout the video. But you guys know we can all help each other. So I would love to hear any of your favorite mom hacks or back to school hacks, back to school tips, whatever you have, down in the comments, and then we can kind of read each other, share them, and make all of our lives a little easier. Oh my gosh, I do not know what bomb went off in here. These ones I think are Liam's, the rest are Noah's, and then these ones we're gonna be getting rid of. I haven't even touched his dresser. Summer was rough on Noah's room. These are the clean clothes that I thought that was all he had, but apparently there was a lot more. So I'm gonna sort these clothes and bring the other ones downstairs. A brand new day. I definitely cut my to-do list short yesterday because do you see the dresser and the state of it? As I was kind of putting things in, taking things out, literally the front of the drawer fell out, which honestly wasn't that surprising because we've just found that these dressers have not, they were not made very well. It's a bummer, but also it was kind of on my to-do list to get new dressers. So we'll be looking on Facebook Marketplace, seeing if we can thrift some dressers and refinish those and just get some that are made a lot nicer quality. And then we actually, because we are starting back at school really soon, we had like a meet the teacher night. So we had to go to the school and do that for all 3 kids. So that took a while. And then later on in the night, we actually got all of those clothes washed, dried, and put back in the drawers. So now they're stuffed full of clothes, clean clothes. And then we also kind of did a little cleaning in Noah's room and Liam's room and things like that. So I don't have as much of that stuff to do today because we did that last night, but we still have a lot I want to get done. So anyway, pretend there's a really nice, pretty dresser drawer here. And we'll get to work. So I'm about to call Noah in. We're just gonna go through his clothes. I am so grateful that we have 3 boys so that things can kind of trickle down and we constantly are able to, if Luke grows out of something, Liam can grow into it, then Noah can grow into it. And it's really nice that way. But I would also say then we don't end up getting rid of a lot of things like that, like clothes wise. And then if Noah gets a new shirt for Christmas or from grandma or something like this, then it's now they have way too many clothes. So I think for that reason, especially the younger 2 boys have an overabundance of clothes, and I just kind of want to minimize that. So that's going to be some of my focus for the next little bit, and then we'll actually head into Liam's room too. Okay, so I wanted to let you guys know what happened with Noah's room because as I had mentioned, I thought I got all of his laundry done and his room was cleaned up earlier, and then I came in and all of his clothes were dirty on the floor. Well, it turns out they were not actually dirty. A majority of those had actually been in his dresser, and he got so excited he was looking for one item, but he was also in a rush to go play with his friend outside. And so he kind of threw a bunch of clothes searching for this one item and then ended up going outside. And that's when I came into the room. He said he was going to clean it up. And so we had a little discussion about how that's not the way to go about looking for one item. You can take things out, look through one drawer, but it did kind of make me think, I wonder if it would be a nice option for them to, one, of course, not have as many clothes, but also if they would want to kind of forego having a large dresser and just having their items hung up, specifically Noah, because he really likes to focus on the things that he's wearing. So that might give him a good opportunity to actually see the items that he's looking for instead of having to throw everything out and find them that way. Oh my gosh, I still remember these bathrooms before we did these full makeovers on them. I will link those bathroom makeover videos up above for you guys as well as down in the description box. But both boys' bathrooms were pretty wild colors. This one we fondly referred to it as our Jello green bathroom, and the other one was our Pepto-Bismol pink bathroom because they had really crazy colors and we completely transformed them. And now when they're clean, they are one of my favorite places. I just love how they turned out. But speaking of makeovers, we just recently finished up our very first ever room rescue makeover where we went into one of our subscribers' homes, got to know them, and completely transformed their kitchen. So that was actually the video that we shared last week. If you haven't seen that one, again, I will link it up above as well as down below. But we did their entire kitchen and dining room area all for $930. Our budget was $1,000 and we stretched that budget a lot, and then we actually came in under budget. It was an incredible makeover, so definitely check that one out if you haven't already. kids' clothes have all been gone through and the rooms and bathrooms are nice and clean and just ready for the new start of the new school year. But this area is our backpack shoe station area. It's right next to our powder room. And I really want to focus on this because this is where a lot of things happen in the mornings before school. They grab their backpacks, they get their shoes. I have a little mom hack. I've shared this over the last few years, but it's been such a game changer for us in our home. And then I also want to do something a little bit different in the powder room. It's nothing big, but I think it's gonna just help make those mornings go smoothly. The boys have already kind of tidied this up. I'm just gonna go through everything, make sure all the shoes fit, things like that. Just kind of clear out anything that we need fix up here in this situation, and then we'll get to work. Side note, I actually want to add in some custom DIY built-ins in this little cove area. I feel like it would just serve our family even better than this hall tree. This hall tree has definitely worked out great, but as our boys have grown, it's just another space that they're kind of starting to outgrow a little bit, specifically their shoes. And so whenever Kyle and I have some time to focus on that, that's kind of the goal here. Making some progress. It's feeling good. I have a ton of socks that I'm gonna sort. One of the greatest changes that we made, especially when it comes to school mornings, is having a sock bin right next to the shoes. So before this, we always had our socks, like the kids' socks, in their dressers with all their clothes, which I feel like is the traditional way to do it. But especially with having a 2-story home, they will forget to put their socks on. We're running late, they have to go up and get their socks because they forgot to grab them. I just have any old wicker basket, just something, and this is where we keep the clean socks. And then to go along with that, we have a dirty sock bin, which is again right in the same area, so they can grab their clean socks in the morning, wear them when they get home from school, take their shoes off, they can throw their dirty socks in here, and then we will typically just wash these along with some other load that we're already doing. And when we do that, a lot of times we'll just wash them in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sort them. But seriously, if you haven't ever tried to do that little hack, it's amazing and such a game changer. My next mom hack that I want to be working on that I haven't currently gotten tackled is I would love to have all matching socks at some point because sorting them is never fun. Okay, this is kind of like on the opposite side of the shoe bin area. Let me show you. You have like the backpack and shoe bin, and then over here, I made this last year. It's a really nice organizer. It's kind of filled with all kinds of stuff at the moment, but we're gonna clear that out. But this is so if the boys have certain papers come home that I need to go through, they can just slide them in their slot, and then any homework that like needs to get returned to school, like a report or something that we needed to look over, we can put that there. And then down here, we just have random bits. Let's clean this out first, then I'll show you my next hack. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm just gonna actually start keeping these in here. If you have young kids, you know how when they want to do a play date, you just have to write on a random piece of paper your name and your number and who it's for, and then hopefully it makes it to their friend and the parents can actually see like this is a note from another parent. So instead of that, I went online and I just got these little, I think they're technically like business cards, but I just made them really fun and cute. So on this side, it just says, our kids would love to play, and then I wrote all of my kids on here. That way I don't have to have like 3 different sets, but then I'll just circle which child it is. And then what I did is on the back, I have my name and my phone number, and it just says like call or text anytime. But that way the kids can just hand these out. They actually look official, I guess, instead of just like a random note. And I've had so many more parents call me for play dates than in the years past. I wish I had thought to do this years and years ago when Luke was younger, like in kindergarten and first grade, we did a lot more play dates because now he doesn't really do that. But anyway, it's worked really well for the other two, so just an idea. But normally I do just keep these in my office, but this year I'm actually just gonna set them here, and I'll tell the kids that way if they run out, they know exactly where they can grab a new one to give a new friend. Moving into the powder room, right off that little area with the shoe bin and everything. One thing that I wanted to add in is actually some extra toothbrushes and a toothbrush holder. Ideally, the kids would just brush their teeth in their own bathroom upstairs. Some days it just doesn't happen, like they get busy or they forget, and then we're running late, and then it's like, again, you have to run upstairs. I'm gonna grab a toothbrush for each of the kids, and they'll have one in here. This isn't going to be where they normally will brush their teeth, but if it's last minute, they forgot to go upstairs and they just need to brush real quick, they'll have a little toothbrush downstairs ready to go for them. So I'm gonna grab some of their favorite colors, so they're all color coordinated, and then we'll be good to go. There we go. Oh, okay, actually, one thing as I turned around, I also want to keep almost like just a little extra in here, so we have like some deodorant, some hair stuff in here, but again, like if they forget to do it upstairs and they're just running late, then it'll be down here. Anyway, that is the other thing I'm gonna add into this bathroom.
Been 2 weeks and nothing's changed. Close my eyes, I see your face. I'm so sick of all the thinking, all the sitting around and missing. Same old things don't numb the pain.
One thing that I've just really more embraced over the last several months, even not focusing on how things should be or what we expect of them, or like what we kind of have in our mind of that's normal, that's not, that's whatever. Kind of the same type of thing as the shoe bin. Like socks typically don't go next to your shoes, they go in your dresser, but this is just what works for us in this season of life, and so that's what we're gonna do here too.
Did you move on that easily? I'm sure you picked up some new hobbies. For a minute you forgot me, but I'm at home remembering. I don't wanna go down.
All right, I have the boys' backpacks, and we had gone and already gotten their stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and organize them, write their names on everything, get that out of the way, and then we're gonna start focusing on lunches and also some simple like make ahead breakfast ideas.
I don't wanna have a drink, have a random little fling. All I wanna do is show up at your place and say, let's try.
I hope we got everything, but now it's time to sort it.
Let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible.
You guys can let me know how it is for you at your kids' school, but for us, I kind of have a hard time with back to school shopping when it comes to all of their school supplies, specifically because at the end of the year, every single year, the kids bring home so many completely unused notebooks and supplies and items. And so a part of me feels like I just don't even want to get all this stuff when they're not going to be used. However, I really don't want the teachers to have to be pulling out of their own pockets and buying things for the students. So I do still go and get all of the school supplies that they need. But one thing that I've started to do to kind of help things out is at the end of the year when they come home with all their supplies, I've organized them up in a cabinet upstairs. And then before going out to the store to pick up all the new supplies, I will first shop our home and use those old unused supplies that we have upstairs. And it just kind of helps save on the budget. But as always, let me know if you found a better way to do that. Another thing that we like to do is just ask the teachers throughout the year if there's anything specifically that they're needing. And if not, we just try to offer gift cards and things like that, because I know that so many teachers come out of pocket for so many things during the year. And I just want to do our part in just kind of helping out where we can.
Make me feel good like no one.
it's a new day, and you know what? We didn't make it. The boys started school yesterday, and I didn't get all the things done that I wanted to go back to school, but we did get enough done. Like, we got all the things that we had to get done before school started. So today I'm gonna finish things up because I do want to just be fully prepped, even though we are, a day or two late. Today we're gonna focus on all the rest of it. And what is the rest of it, you ask? Let me show you. One of the busiest times, I guess, when it comes to back to school is the morning time, and part of that is packing lunches. School lunches get so expensive so quickly. I think they're up to like $3 per kid per day kind of thing, so it really adds up. And the other thing is breakfast. I like to have an option for them, at least, to have a good breakfast, like something that will fill them and kind of start their day off right. So we are going to be focusing on breakfast and lunch and kind of like our routine. Like, I'll go over our little schedule routine planner thing. First things first, we're going to work on school lunches. So I actually want to kind of declutter and organize our lunch cabinet. Also, I'll talk about this in just a bit, but I have a printable. It's free on my website, but I have one that's blank that you can fill out and one that I've just filled out for our family, but you can definitely use that too. But basically it's going to just make things easier, whether I'm packing the boys' lunches or they're packing them. It's kind of like a guide. So we'll go through that in just a bit, but let's declutter some stuff first. Okay, so these areas are where we keep all of our lunch stuff. So let me kind of show you. I haven't gone through this since last school year, so we'll see where we're at. Okay, so first off, we have like random water bottles that we need to clear out. And then I would say this is a majority of, like, I guess this is really where we keep our lunch stuff. And then the lunch boxes go down low, but we do have water bottles over here. We finally invested in some high quality water bottles because the other ones just kept, I don't know, breaking or not going well. Some of these are for sports, so we'll move those to the sports cabinet and we'll kind of see where we're at with that. And then I have no idea what these lids go to. Okay, so for the longest time, I used the same lunch containers for Kyle's lunch. When he would go to work, I would make his lunch in the same containers for years and years and years and years and years. And I plan to do the same thing with the boys' lunches. However, I guess when I started getting Luke's lunchbox at first, I got one that didn't fit the lunch container very well. And so then I went on a search for finding a different one. And I landed on these ones. These have lasted us, I think, like two years. I really like them a lot. It comes in a pack of 4, but it has one basic spot, like for sandwiches or your main dish, and then like 2 sides, and you can kind of see they're a little bit different size. And then it just has a lid. So those have worked really well. But the one that I used for Kyle that honestly, hands down, has been my favorite over the years, and that's what we're going back to, is this container. It's like a little box. So that's the only thing, is you have to make sure that your lunchbox can support this container. It's not really that huge, but when you compare it to, one of these, it's obviously a lot thicker. So it clasps, you open it up, and then you open up this side. So this side I would put a sandwich in or whatever your main dish is. And then you have 2 large side dish compartments. And then you just clasp this, close this, and latch it, and you're all good. Anyway, so these are the ones that we're gonna go back to, I think, because they just fit everything in there, like no matter what. These have been great, but sometimes things just don't fit. This year I made sure that the boys' lunch boxes would fit these containers, and this is what we're going to use, and we'll let someone else get some use out of these because they are really good containers. I just personally like this one the best. Okay, the next thing we have is thermoses. These do get used a lot if we do ramen soup or something like that. We really like these, and they're really nice quality ones. We've had these for several years. And then the final thing in here is actually these, and I can't even remember exactly where we got these from, but they're just reusable utensils. These are the jars that we use for their water. So we'll put water in here. They're just glass. We haven't had any break, knock on wood, but these are the jars that we use for water for their lunches. And then back here, I have these little cups. See, like, I wonder if I don't need these because, I don't know. I feel like they're just so bulky. Maybe I'll just pick like 3. We don't ever need more than 3. That's so cute. And then like it's things like this. It came in a huge pack and we only honestly ever need 6 at a time. Like if they have their water and they're having a cereal or something, then we'll use 6 in one day, but I never use the rest of them. So I just have them stored over here. We don't need that. And then just to make things easy, I got a pack of napkins instead of paper towels just because I found that this was just a little easier for us. Okay, so I wanted to show you this actually can be printed out in color and be much prettier, but we don't have a color printer. But basically this is just like a lunch planner. Like I said, I will have it linked so that you can print it out for free. But what I have is like whether I'm making the boys lunches or they're making their own lunches, they can know like different options. So like different main dishes, and then I said pick 2 sides, and then over here they can have like some kind of treat like a granola bite or some chocolate chips or popcorn or whatever. And then for drinks, we either just do water or like a Ninja Thirsty drink, which is just basically like a sugar-free homemade soda thing, or milk. Just almost like a little guide for them to make things a little bit easier. I am probably going to actually get this printed out maybe from Walgreens or something as like an 8x10 picture so that it'll be nice and glossy and it won't get messed up. But for now, I'm just taping it and it'll be right next to their lunch station so they can just know exactly what to put in their lunches. Going to do some prep next. We're going to prep some lunch stuff and some breakfast things. One thing that one of my sisters taught me a couple of years ago was that you can pre-make peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and honey sandwiches and freeze them, and then when you pull them out, they're good as new. It's amazing. It saves so much time in the morning, especially on those busy, chaotic mornings that I know we all have. What I actually have done is I will just make a bunch and then actually stick them back in this bag even, or you can put them in individual baggies. But since we're going to end up storing them, or like the boys will take them to school in that little bento box, I just usually will keep them in the bag it comes in, not waste extra plastic, but it makes such a huge difference. So I'm gonna make those real quick and then we'll make some breakfast. Also, a quick little hack for peanut butter, if you get the kind that has that oil in it and you want to mix it really easily, grab your hand mixer and you're only going to put 1 paddle in, so just one of these. Then you just so slowly put it in and mix it up on like a really low speed. Plug this in first. Then you're going to just use one little blender head and go really slowly, but it works so well. Once you do this once, like you won't have to reblend it because it'll actually like emulsify it together. Just like that, we have 10 sandwiches made, and I'm just gonna pop them in the freezer and then we'll pull them out as we need them. Also, I wanted to mention these also will go really great as like an after school snack, especially if you have sports practices. We've used it a ton for that. Like get home, you have 30 minutes, grab a sandwich and then head to practice. It's just so nice. All right, the next thing that we're gonna make is going to be like pre-made breakfast. You can make French toast, pancakes, you can make a ton of things and pop them in your freezer. And then to reheat them, you can easily pop them in your microwave, or you can just pop them in the toaster and they come out perfect. And then again, it's like you spend a few minutes one day making this, and then you don't have to spend your time making it a bunch every single day, but you can still enjoy it. So we're gonna make some French toast with brioche bread. It's like the best way to make it. But another thing I do is just get like that protein pancake mix it with milk or water, and I'll make a bunch of those and pop them in the freezer, and that works just as well. While this is cooling, we are going to make some really simple mini muffins. These can be, you know, like a perfect treat to go in lunch boxes. They can be even like a breakfast option. They do have a bit of sugar because of the chocolate chips, but it's 4 ingredients. So here I just have my mini muffin tray, which I love this one. It's silicone, so it's like non-stick. I do still spray it with a little bit of olive oil spray, but it's just really nice how well it works. All right, so this is actually just the Kodiak cake mix. It's just like a protein pancake mix. I believe you can use any pancake mix for this. We are going to add in 1 cup, and you can double this, triple this. I will say this doesn't seem to have a whole lot of preservatives in it, and so it will go bad within a couple days if you just keep it on your counter, but you can easily keep it in your fridge or again, freeze them. Then we're going to add in 1 cup of whatever milk you want. Then I'm going to add in 1 egg, and then you're just going to whisk that together. It's nice and mixed. You don't want to over mix it, so once you don't have a ton of clumps, then you're good to go. So now from here you can add in whatever add-ons, fruit, you could add in raisins, you could add in nuts. I'm going to make these like a little treat. So I'm going to add 1/2 cup chocolate chips, some white chocolate chips, and some mini chocolate chips. We'll add that right in. So literally in like a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes it took me to make this, you can have your work done, because then I'll just pop them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes at 350 degrees. I love these boards. They can still be right on the fridge, easy to see and very accessible to write everything on. However, because they're see-through, it doesn't make the fridge feel really cluttered. Now this school one, we had blank over the summer. I wanted to take a few minutes to fill it out just to help set expectations and keep all of the information like their school lunches and all of their weekly schedules all in one place. Now this one right here actually came completely blank, and I used my Cricut to make this last summer, and I will actually link that video right here because there's a lot of great back to school information in this video that I'm linking as well. So you can go ahead and watch that one next. But I also wanted to remind you to go ahead and snag that discount for the Nutrafol supplements. If you've been looking for something to help your hair health, these are definitely going to make a big difference for you, and you're not going to find a better deal than this. But I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. Now make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for next week's video because I'm sharing a completely new video concept that I've never shared before, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. So as always, thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.